The double or nothing contest continues, and this time it's Moxy versus Nush. He randomly selected to play Dr. Known, beat him 3-0, decided to go double, got juicy, decided to go double. I think Moxy's going double no matter what. He's going to reach the end, get 32 million, or he's going to die trying. Right now he's got Nush in a best of 5 coming right at you. Chat, here we go. It's Moxy versus Nush in the double or nothing-a-thon. Moxy up to level 3 and is facing Nush, Dr. Known's teammate, who he played in the first round. And he went to a best of 5 with Juicy that he was just barely able to sneak out. Moxy comes into this match certainly as a favorite here against Nush. He is trying to push up to as much money as possible, I imagine. Moxy feels like there's nobody who can beat him in the EU scene, especially considering Nupo, the one guy who did beat him recently, has elected to not participate in this turn. I think, did someone start a prediction? I tried to get one going and then it gave me a block. That's why I hesitated there. It sounds like someone else got it covered. Good to know. Nush gonna get his first goal playing in the Octane with the pink stripes. He has played some good Rocket League in this recently. I think he played in the Mina Cash Cup in this preset. Played well, but gonna need more than just a little bit of preset placebo to take down a guy like Moxy, who's wave dash kickoff. He's gonna make it 2-1. We do have 2 simultaneous double or nothings going on right now. Moxy has an active one. Atto has an active one. Atto's set to play Joria's on level 4 tomorrow. We'll have to see. I think it was definitely the right decision to have 2 active streaks going on in order to, you know, mitigate scheduling conflicts that happen here or there that would stop us from having games when we would like to have at least 1 match a day. But if they both get high enough, we're going to have to maybe stop them early because Nush, great flick, top right. Because then, you know, I won't have as much prize pool if they're both going to win. If they're both going to win a bunch of prize pool, I'll have half as much prize pool available to play out. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're not near the end just yet. These guys have to win a few more in a row, which has proven to be really tough. Plus, Moxy will no longer get to be playing against randomly selected C-tier players as decided by the chat. If he goes one more time, he'll have to play at least B-tier and above. That being said, he is playing a B-tier and above player right now with Nush. Nush, I believe, rated as a B-tier 1v1er by the chat at the start of this event. Moxy, of course, an S-tier 1v1er. Nush, ooh, not able to pre-flip and score this. Moxy denies it. And Nush heading back to his own corner. Moxy wants to continue this possession best he can. He will flick it around. Nush, hold on to boost. Dash himself to the midfield and get Nush to miss. Nush launching a front flip flick. This is a really strong flick considering the situation. He wants to capitalize on a kickoff win. Does so well to pop the ball up, roll it to the back end of his car, delay the flip, and then launch it only once he can get maximum power. Moxy's going to snag the midfield from him. And he is so good at converting. Nush is going to dive. Moxy reads that, and a kickoff possession turns into a goal. Almost all kickoff possessions are turning into goals, the way it seems to stand right now, with 8 goals scored, and we're not even over the 2-minute mark just yet. Nush fakes the reset, takes the dribble, and gets a 4th. If you watch this from Moxy's POV, you see Nush roll around the ball and make it seem like he is going to fall onto it for a reset, and Moxy's challenge is not, you know, a bad trajectory if that were the case, because that ball slows down and then he can attack it. Instead, Nush just rolls through it and taps it forward, which makes Moxy miss. And now he's got a 5-5 game. So many kickoff goals. These guys scoring instantly. Moxy just came back from a LAN in Paris. He played against other French 1v1ers. Not some of the best that could maybe compete with him, though. I think, was it Jester or iRiser who were maybe his two potential competition. Moxy is especially good at beating ones players who are, you know, if we go by the tier list that we were using, maybe like they'd be in D tier, where they definitely could steal games, you know, if you aren't careful, and a lot of times they will, but you'll never get him against Moxy. Moxy is just, he plays so many 1v1 ranked games against players of that similar level. That's what he's perfected beating. And so you'll never ever stop him. No one got even a game from him. Nush trying to go DS challenge. For an example, not to call out too heavily, because you might be saying, well, of course the D tier 1v1ers, you know, are never going to get a game off Moxy. That's how it goes. But I would say that, you know, I hate to call a specific person, but I'm going to. A good example of a player who can win against everybody who's been an S tier 1v1er, but might drop a series here or there against a D tier player is a guy like Jorius. He's been very good in the past, but he doesn't seem to have as a consistent matchup against, you know, players he should dominate. And Moxy is the other end of that spectrum in terms of always winning against, don't capital D colon. I don't hate Jorius. He's our favorite player. I'm sure Jorius would even tell you himself that he can have the occasional hiccup against somebody he shouldn't. Nush down 2 with 1:30 left to go. Moxy playing a good bit of keep away. Even though Nush, in theory, has possession, it feels like he doesn't really have anything, and he's eventually going to have to give it over, which he does now. Nice dunk. Going to get killed. What a dodge! Do you see this dodge from Nush? He's not going to get back. This would be so sick, though. If he had used this to get back, he did a roll off of 2 wheels. And oh, I thought he dashed back down in order to dodge it. Never mind. And watching from his POV, it looked more like he just got bumped and had no choice. But when I watched it from Moxy's, knowing how mechy Nush was, I gave him maybe a bit more credit that he had dodged it by spinning around it. Nush, great kickoff win. Reset ceiling heights. Shot into Moxy. I would say the setup was too far towards that opposite post. Not enough of ability to move that ball around. Moxy is just diving. No way that shot was going to go in, and he should have known that possession was going to go the other way, but he must have just decided that that was better than not shooting in that situation. 8 boosts now to work with, and a 3-goal deficit. Have to imagine Moxy wins this game. Moxy putting on a Diaz challenge. Robbed of the opportunity to ever play Diaz on LAN. Maybe the format will be different this year. I'm not sure they've fully announced how the 1v1s on LAN are going to work, but it should be all the regions there at once. So definitely an opportunity to mix up the format a little bit. And not just, ooh, nice shot from Nush. Not just have, you know, EU versus Sam and then NA versus Mina. One's in chat, if you're a D tier player, I think you're being generous. If we're going based on the tiers I just made, to put yourself at D tier would be a pretty friendly rating of yourself. Well, we shall see. Hopefully the server is better. Nush says no problem. He likes it. Game number 2. Out of the Octane and into the Fennec for Nush as he starts an air dribble on his last bit of boost. Look at this camera work. Oh my goodness. Look at this dribble from Nush. We have to say his POV again because he looks away. Or was this is this sometimes a bug that you get? Somebody's talked to me about, but I mean, either he is an insane camera control and looked at Moxy the whole time during the dribble, but I've also been told that on a reset, you can get like a camera bug. Listen, I can't get resets, so I can't verify what these people are telling me. I'm going to go ahead and assume that he stared down Moxy through the air on the dribble and then beat him. Nush, nice demo dodge. Moxy's right back on the ball, though. Nush leaning back for a reset. 40 boost to work with still. The Musty is strong, but it's going to have to be insane. He's trying to box Moxy out and then presumably dish it back in. Wasn't able to box him out enough. backwards demos do work now as Nush throws one to the back wall and is keeping it in play. Doing a good job. He certainly doesn't do it the way Moxy does, but he's extending this possession, and it might have just ended right there. Staying grounded for a 50 and faking towards the side wall. It is a game of chicken right now. Neither one of them wanting to commit too hard. I think Moxy's the one winning it. Nush dives this into a corner. Was hoping to get a bump as a way to escape this and did not go back to net. Decided to creep towards the ball and allow Moxy to go over the top. Moxy creeping towards the ball. Nush flick demo and a wide open net that he's not going to miss. Nush starting a dribble from just in front of his own back wall and using every last bit of boost. I feel like his camera was moving again there. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get back to this. I think this is just a goal. Moxy, too good on the counter. Nush, very all-in play. 0 boost left over. Still using his flip to take shots instead of wave dash land. Use it to recover or use it to make some sort of safer play. Moxy bumped Nush, but not enough. Nush gets back and forces the ball high. And now bumping him back here. 50 is this one to the back wall, and Nush will take it the length of the field and regain the lead. What was the prediction percentage? 81% in favor of Moxy. In case this is your first time watching either one of these two. I think oftentimes, I know I forget, maybe you guys do as well, that there are still new Rocket League fans, new Rocket League 1v1 fans flowing in at all times. Maybe this is their first ever game. In fact, type 1 in the chat if this is your first ever match you've watched. Maybe you don't know, but Moxy is a clear favorite here, despite Nush being up 4-2 here in game number 2. Everyone with a sub badge is, of course, lying. But there might be some people who legit... If there was even one first-time chatter who typed 1, I would have believed them. Oh, a first-time chatter typed 2. But I know he's being honest. Moxy to the ceiling for a reset. Going for a double. Great play. Nush dropping a what a save, no nice one. I think he meant to say nice one from the beginning. Nush transitions down to the ground, so Moxy keeps the ball from ever really getting low. Type Mario finger in the chat if you were here because you thought this was a SM64 speedrunning stream. Nush! Nice air dribble bump. Moxy seemed like he maybe saw it coming, but could not get over the top of it. Moxy on a ball carry. Got convinced by Nush to flick early on the fake challenge. Nush zap dash recovery and used it to fake. He used it to fake like he was going for the shot. And Moxy felt like he needed to dive up. Oh my goodness, Nush. He knew right away he missed though. You can see the landing and all the boost he used to immediately recover from his miss. Full field dribble attempt again. He needs to be so careful with his flips. This time he was up so high and Moxy came to meet him so high that it's not as big a deal that he uses his flip. Moxy 360ing as he carries the ball. Chip shots denied. In and out of the net. Nice landing. You can see him almost ceiling walk. Nush is pretty good at walking on the ceiling if you've ever seen him freestyle before. And I feel like for the first time ever, we maybe saw someone use that in a meaningful way. Like he used that ability and knowing how that worked to land correctly on the ceiling of the net. Being said, he still gets scored on. Save the raid! Ground 0. W raid. Moxy demoed an attack. Nush will not slow down, though. He's going to take the ball straight to Moxy. Whereas if this were opposite positions, Moxy very likely plays it slow. Plays a near stopped dribble and baits Nush in to trying to challenge. Nush is not going to go out to the midfield. He says, I'm going to let you go to the midfield, Moxy. Moxy's getting ahead of himself. So good patience there. Nush just playing a bit of keep away. He knows he has massive boost advantage. Reverse wave dash there from Nush. 50 keeps it directly in front of the net. And now he's finally going to shoot because he is in a bad position if he doesn't. Moxy wants to go next. He doesn't even want to watch the end of this game. Moxy had picked up boost. Nush uses his last bits to secure game number 2. And it's 1-1. Nush on the board in this best of 5. Game number 3. Nush undefeated in the Finnick. But of course, it's only one game. Wave dashing onto the ball to pop this one. Musty is too soft, but Moxy respected it a lot. And because of that, there's no quick counter. If Moxy had respected it a bit less, he would have been able to save and counter it instantly. Ooh, he tried the tempo flick. The ground pinch diagonal flick. Nush, oh my goodness, diagonal flick to launch this to the moon. And what is his game plan? He's going to score it. I can't believe it. Moxy gives him the nice shot. I was thinking to myself, what are you doing going up there? That ball is way too high and way too close to the net. But look at that pop by Nush to lead into this double. Such an impressive play. Now it's 1-1. Moxy just has to accelerate this one in as well. Again, moderators. Moderators are sleeping. Can we keep it to dommage? Moxy got scored on. You can just say dommage because it was just unlucky, is my understanding. That's what that means. Uh-oh, French words and Nush. See, these are the scary things I can't understand. Surely he's saying, you know, Nush is an outstanding gentleman, and I really appreciate his gameplay. I have to assume that that's what he's saying. Moxy. Boost steal off the ceiling. And is able to use it to score on the way back down. He was saying Nush is really good. Well, there you go. Well, there you go. I was right. Nush. Catch. Fake. No, I thought it was going to be a fake because it just didn't seem like he was going to have a great finish there, but maybe it would have been even worse to fake. As Moxy hangs out underneath the play, staring at Nush and the ball. It's out and around its flick. Too high. Follow-up not in. And Nush will be able to get his own boosts. Wave dash landing does get a bump, but not a demo, which is what it needed to be. Nush gets a ton of speed. And Moxy can once again only help it in. Nush bumping and undercutting Moxy, taking him all the way to the midfield. Is he going to shoot this? I mean, I don't think he can. He's going to have to back off now. Heavy first touch from Moxy to close the distance and take advantage of a Nush who's forced into the corner boost, which means he's forced slightly out of position. He's not going to be exactly where he wants to be. Nice shot with the top of Nush inside the net. And that's why he picks up the pace and doesn't allow him to just get into any spot he likes, his most comfortable spot to defend from, whatever that might be. Nush. Fake challenge. Reverse to nets. Gonna have to challenge eventually. Cannot just watch Moxy take it all the way to your nets. And that is basically what Nush did here, as he never felt like he had a window. Pre-flip demo by Nush. And that should be a nice open goal. Moxy drops yes. Nice demo. Nush kickoff goal to the side wall. Litsuna, I have seen Moxy's girlfriend on his stream a bunch. Moxy just starts subathons, and instead of being like, hey, we can't hang out, he's like, just come hang out while I stream. And he seems to just stream a bunch with her there. And I think I've seen her try an air dribble as well when Moxy goes to the restroom or something. Moxy on 0 boost, but with the ball. Down 2. Fakes the flick. And will be able to take this one away. Nush didn't get enough of a play on the ball. It's always so uncomfortable when Moxy streams shirtless. Type 1 in chat if you guys want me to stream shirtless. Thank goodness it's mostly ones. Wasn't sure. You know, you guys hurt my feelings if you had said 2. I'm, of course, not going to stream shirtless under any circumstances, but but at least would have hurt my feelings if you had all type 2. Moxy cannot get the bump. Nush gets around it. Smokey J named the 21 ones tier 1. Nush quickly into an air dribble. Moxy hasn't even picked up the boost yet, although he's very likely to pick up that 100. Nice acceleration of the ball. It's just such a unorthodox use of his flip. I'm not sure if Moxy's expecting him to shoot it this way. And he does sneak it behind Moxy, or really just over the top of him. Makes it 7-5. A minute 14 left. When we watch these Moxy matches, I feel I personally can have a tendency to think, even when his opponent gets a lead, Moxy's going to find a way back. Even when his opponent takes a game, Moxy is eventually going to find his way to win. But I think it's time to start thinking about Nush standing a chance here with a minute 2 left to go. A goal lead and a tie series. He's a minute 2 away from getting double match points. Moxy to the ceiling. He's going to catch that. I can't imagine he wants to pinch it. Nush, great challenge. And he hit it just soft enough that it's an easy follow-up. No need to get a tight angle. And the 6-7 turns to 6-8. Moxy trying to punish the boost pickup off the kickoff. Can't do it. Bumped Nush. Nush lands clean. Backflip. Does not find the net, but gets a demo. Chain dashes to chip to the back wall. Shot is just directly at Moxy, but fast enough, and he can only push it into the net further. The 6-8 turns into a 6-9. Wave dash kickoff from Nush. I think this is a secured game number 3 for him. He's going to have the series lead here against Moxy. As Moxy passes to himself. Resets. Saved away. What an aggressive pass for a ceiling double. Nush lets it hit. He is a game away from stopping Moxy's streak at level 3. If he can keep up this pace, he'll do it. Game number 4. Nush on the verge of greatness. And another chance. Nush himself opened up the Donathon with a run of his own. I believe he might have also made it to level 3. And I believe he also said, just keep doubling to no end. He just wanted to keep playing until he maxed out, as Nush going to steal this out of the air. We'll see if he has the same thought process when he plays again. Nush's original run was stopped by... Chat, this is a quiz. Nice irritable bump. Nush is so fluid in the air. He can do whatever he wants. And this time he just switches it up into an irritable bump. Vatira sounds right to me. I am, of course, quizzing you, and I know the answer. But that being said, Vatira does sound correct. Let me pull up the exclamation point practice. Nush's run, yeah, ended on Vatira. A 3-1 Vatira. Nush is in flow state, dude. This is the thing about players like Nush, Dupo. I mean, there's a few more than just them two, but none come to mind immediately. When they're as mechy as they are, and they reach a state where everything is hitting, I mean, all you can do is watch. You just become a spectator in a game that's impossible to predict and impossible to slow down. Nush even getting back to stop this one. Moxy thinking about a ceiling play. Jumped off the ceiling this time. Plays the ball over the top. And I mean, Nush has gotten Moxy second guessing what to go for. I don't think Moxy sets up that weak of an aerial attempt if he hadn't been looking for answers here against Nush. Nush pre-flip demo, and it's 4-3 or 4-0. It was 3, but that was all Nush's. Moxy needs to turn it on yesterday. As he was just traveling back from Paris after playing in a LAN there, as I mentioned before. Didn't lose a single game in that tournament. But maybe wasn't playing anybody the likes of Nush. This should be a... Oh my... Nothing is going to work for Moxy. It's a goal for Nush. Here I am thinking the save is going to be a goal for Moxy. But Moxy did not have enough boost left over to get a quick shot. And Nush will instead land, demo him, and get a 5th. Moxy cannot get a bump. Nush made it 6-0. If Moxy's going to make the comeback, he is really setting up maximum cinema. Certainly no reason to forfeit now. A forfeit would end his run, and he'd get put back on the wheel. A wheel that is not easy to come off of. In fact, Moxy never even got selected. He had to wait for everyone to get selected before him. And fortunately for him, Nas was not ready to play the day that Moxy was, that got his run started. Look at Nush go. What a save. It is not going to be a full field double reset this time. Moxy keeps it out. Needs to get some goals of his own, and there's his first. Does it start here? Not even half the game is off the clock, which means Moxy could very well get 6 straight himself with the time allotted. And certainly the believers in Moxy who had him at 81% chance to win on our prediction. Can he keep him there forever? If he could keep Moxy from getting a reset, can he just hold him forever? Irritable bump. Nush puts it into the post and then dives out for another great challenge. Three boosts now. Pop up, sent away. Will Nush go Diaz challenge? Seems like he will. Really strong first touch. Doesn't have anywhere near as much boost left over as Diaz does. Can he recover from this? No, he can't. He sent a shot absolutely booming high off the backboard, which is just a straight up pass to the other player. So it would have been a right miracle if he had made his way back. Maybe if he could convince Moxy to jump, he could somehow make it back, but Moxy can tell pretty easily that that is not on target, and he does not need to respect it. Nush, another kickoff goal. I mean, this has really been the way he has padded this lead and been able to make it so tough on Moxy. His kickoff game and his shots off kickoff have been stellar. And while he has been scoring in the midfield as well, I'm not trying to take that from him and say the only thing he's been doing is scoring on kickoff. It's just definitely why it's 7-2, why the deficit is so big. Moxy's going to get one of his own. Double jump bump. Or really just a double jump over the top. He's the one who got bumped. Nush missing the wave dash on the landing. Moxy gets a fourth. And it's so interesting. If we had arrived to this scoreline that you're looking at right now, 7-4 with a minute 33, any other way, I would argue that Moxy is extremely likely to make the 3 back. But based on what I've seen so far, oh, it's hard to believe, but you better start believing now. Since Nush went up, what, 6-0? It is now a 5-1 run for Moxy. Huge delay kickoff. Nush gets a demo. And he can waste a lot of time. I mentioned before, if the shoe were on the other foot, Moxy would be playing really slow. He'd be starving out, trying to bait deep challenges. That's just not Nush's game, though. And he's not going to switch up how he plays his game. His game is big ol' air dribbles that use 95 boost and land with 0 or 5 left over. It is 6-7 with a minute 5 left to go. Wave dash kickoff from both. Nush the better. And he will steal Moxy's corner boost in the process. Nush, relentless, never backing off his aerial game. And it might be to his detriment here as the game comes so close. Nice dodge. You see him pulling away. Moxy wanted the demo. Nush didn't let him have it. Pancake reset with the ceiling. Moxy, ground pinch, not able to get around Nush. Now Nush switches it to his own back corner. 34 seconds. Nush carry. Lean back 50. Neither one of them are going to have a quick play after this. This is high and directly over the top of them. Moxy might be out of position now. Nush will make it 6-8. 22 seconds for Moxy to clutch up. He needs a couple strong kickoffs. Will he go delay on a diagonal? No. Wave dash kickoff. He's staring down Nush. He has to back off. Nush is not going to tap it towards him. Instead, first touch reset. Force a challenge. Nush has another reset. Lands with a wave dash. And Moxy's out of the match. Before the ball goes in, it's a GG's. Nush got a reset off that 50. Sideways wave dash. Nush makes it 6-9 and returns for his second chance at the Donathon. And he's already called double it. But he's not here to get the pogo. But the fans need their pogo. So thank goodness I'm here. Count it. 6-9. Nush already wants to double it. Let's roll the wheel and find out who he's going to play. Braziers! Braziers! Nush Braziers.